Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you another one of my brand new comic hauls. I put these out every Wednesday whenever I pick up all the new releases that I'm going to get. So here's the bag this week. Let's pull out this stack of comics. I've got 6 different issues from Marvel and 1 from Image. But of course, now that we've got the comics out of the bag, as always, we gotta get the bag out of the way. I'm stumped. Do you have any ideas? What do you want me to do? I gotta think of some creative way to get rid of the bag. I do that every week. But why would you do that? That's so unnecessary. I don't know. Because it's funny? Alright. Ooh, I've got an idea. What if you like crumble up the bag and then just stuff it in your mouth? Ew, no, that's gross. This bag is probably dirty. Oh, shoot. Wait, where's my bag? Hey, you! You'll never catch me alive! He just ran away with my bag. Well, I mean, yeah, but problem solved. Well, now that that's all dealt with, let's get right into these issues. So we'll start off with Marvel. Like I said, I've got 6 different issues from them this week. And the first one is a big release. This is Alien number 2. Back when that first issue came out, I actually did an individual review of that. Check that video out if you haven't already. But I really did enjoy the first issue. It was a little character focused for my tastes, and I would have liked to see a little bit more actual xenomorph action, but hopefully we'll be getting more of that this issue. But so far the story has been following Gabriel Cruz, who is a new character, I believe. He wasn't in any of the movies, but he was introduced last issue, and he's basically a retired worker for Weyland-Yutani. He's done some good work, gone on missions, and actually came across xenomorphs. We saw some flashbacks to that mission in the first issue, but he actually has a son named Danny, who he reunited with when he went back down from the main Weyland-Yutani station, but little does he know that Danny is actually anti-Weyland-Yutani. He's part of like an almost terrorist group responsible for trying to take down the Weyland-Yutani Corporation, seemingly because they've been leaving a bad environmental impact. They're contributing to global warming a lot. They didn't specifically say that, but that was sort of what I was getting from the first issue. So yeah, that's Alien number 2. I liked that first issue, and I hope this one's good too, but I really like what Marvel's been doing with this licensing of the Alien franchise. This issue is written by Philip Kennedy Johnson and artist by Salvador Larroca. Alright, next up, this is one I'm extremely excited for, just because of the amazing creative team on this specific issue. It's Carnage Black, White, and Blood. Of course, this is just a mini-series. In every single issue, there's 3 different stories by different creative teams, and the idea behind the Black, White, and Blood series that Marvel has been putting out lately, they did a Wolverine Black, White, and Blood mini-series before this one, and they've got more planned for the future, is basically just that the issues are fully in black and white, but then the artists can also incorporate red wherever they want, mostly for blood as the title would suggest, but also they've been using it for whatever creative things to get the story across better. Like they could make a character's eyes red to show that they're angry, or just make a room red to show that something is about to go down. Things like that. We've got Donny Cates and Kyle Hotz doing the first story, and that one is actually supposed to be following present-day Carnage during King in Black, or maybe showing the aftermath of it, the Carnage symbiote's reaction to Null being taken down by the end of that event. So this is the first present-day Carnage action we'll have seen in a very long time, since Absolute Carnage, which was like almost a year, probably over a year ago at this point. But then we've also got a story written by Ram V, who's like an up-and-coming writer who's been doing a lot of work for DC, but not so much for Marvel. And then also a story by Chip Zdarsky and Marco Cacchetto, who are the creative team on Daredevil right now, so we'll see what they can do with Carnage. I think the cover here is also by Marco Cacchetto, and I really like that, so probably the interior will be similar to the cover. I'm really, really looking forward to this issue. Really good creative team. So yeah, I can't wait to read Carnage Black, White, and Blood number 2. Alright, then next up I've got a brand new number 1 from Marvel. This is the Mighty Valkyries number 1. This is like a big oversized issue, but basically a new team of Valkyries united in the King in Black Return of the Valkyries miniseries. That's over now, and by the end of that we saw this like team of 4 or 5 different Valkyries united. Of course, in the War of the Realms event, all of the Valkyries were killed off. When Malekith and his Dark Army came to Earth, the Valkyries were the only ones left standing, defending them for a while, and basically none of them made it out alive. But since then, Jane Foster has taken up the mantle of Valkyrie, and in King in Black, when Null was invading with his symbiote dragons, she needed some help, so she recruited Brunhild, Valkyrie from the past. And then there's also Danny Moonstar, who's a member of the X-Men. She's been involved in the New Mutants comic lately. We'll see what they can do with this mini-series. I think it's supposed to be 5 issues, but I wouldn't be surprised if they extended it and made it ongoing if it sells well. So yeah, that's the Mighty Valkyries #1. I don't really know what to expect or what's going to happen, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. Alright, that's right. It's now official. King in Black is fully over by the time that I'll have read this issue. No more King in Black. This is the final tie-in being released weeks after the event has already ended. I know it's really weird that Marvel does that, but I'm still looking forward to this issue. It's Avengers number 45, and this is also the last issue before Heroes Reborn starts up. There's a lot going on in this issue, with the Avengers crossing over to King in Black, as well as involving the vampires, as you can see on the cover there. But it should be following Blade and his army of vampires that he'll have put together during King in Black. We saw that action in the main King in Black comic, but we've also got Namor and Dracula on the cover there. Of course, Dracula has been locked away in a secluded area in Chernobyl, and he, since then, has been plotting and growing his vampire army. We've also seen that in the pages of Wolverine, so maybe we'll see some ties to the Wolverine comic also in this issue. So yeah, that's Avengers number 45, and then next month we've got Heroes Reborn. Hopefully it'll lead into it in some way. Alright, next up I've got The Amazing Spider-Man number 64. This series has been going for such a long time, 64 different issues, but I have been enjoying this most recent Amazing Spider-Man story arc a lot more than the ones that came before. In recent issues, like The Last Remains, I didn't enjoy quite as much, but now we've got a more lighthearted feel to Spider-Man again. And this is part 2 of the King's Ransom story arc, which is, there's some pretty big stuff going on, but like I said, they're taking it easy, just making it more lighthearted, and we've got Boomerang involved. They're trying to assemble these pieces of the Lifeline tablet, which Mayor Wilson Fisk is also trying to get. Of course, he was the Kingpin, a crime lord, before he was mayor of New York City, and he's got some evil plans because he'll get ultimate power with the tablets. So yeah, it's just been a race to find these last pieces, and then whoever gets them will have the ultimate power. This is wrapping up soon, I think, in an extra issue of Amazing Spider-Man, just called like Giant Size Amazing Spider-Man King's Ransom. Of course written by Nick Spencer, and art on this issue is by Federico Vicentini. Alright, then we've got X-Force number 19. This is a really good cover. I feel like we've got a lot of good covers this week. This is one of the few Dawn of X books that I'm still getting. I think I'm getting X-Force, Wolverine, and X-Men. But for this issue, it's written by Benjamin Percy with art by Gary Brown. And this is, I think, the conclusion of this current story arc where we've been following Quentin Quire, but they've been tracking down this evil version of Quentin who's been, like, murdering people. Quentin is an Omega-level mutant. He has, like, psychic powers just like Jean Grey. And I like that Benjamin Percy has been able to take the time to do, like, 3 different issues of a story arc focusing on only one character of the team. That's why I feel like so many team books fail, because there's just not enough time to focus on any characters. It's just the idea of the story arc is the only thing that really matters, and that the characters don't really matter in team books. But in this case, Quentin Quire doesn't have a solo title, so Benjamin Percy is able to just basically focus on him in this team book, and then all the other members of the X-Force are sort of involved in this story arc so far, but they're just not the main focus. And then on to Image Comics. I've only got 1 issue this week, but it's a good one. This is Radiant Black number 3. I also did a review of the first issue of this series, so check that one out too if you want. But it's written by Kyle Higgins and artist by Marcelo Costa. But it's been following this basically failed young writer who has had to go home to his parents because he's been doing very bad financially, and he's had writer's block for a long time. But back in his hometown, he found this like floating black hole, which when he touched, he was imbued with magical powers and a suit that surrounded him. And this issue is supposed to focus on him trying to get his writing done, which isn't what you'd expect from a superhero comic, but there'll probably still be some action at some point in the issue. And the villain has been basically someone in the same costume as him, except with like a red color scheme. So it seems like there's other people who have found these same type of black holes, but the villain has been using his powers for bad causes. Like, he was robbing a bank last issue, and they came face to face, but I think this is all leading to something bigger, some sort of big fight, and we'll learn more about the villain, more about the main character as well, because this is just a new budding series. We don't know too much yet. But it's been great so far, so yeah, we'll see what happens in Radiant Black number 3. I definitely recommend this series. Well, there it is. That's every single one of the brand new comics that I picked up this week. I want to know what you guys got, though. Let me know in the comment section down below. What was your pick of the week if you've read your issues yet? Which one is your favorite, or just what are you looking forward to the most? Also, before we go, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy this video. You can also click that notifications bell, which is sitting right next to it. Basically, you'll be notified every single time I post a new video if you don't want to miss any. So that's everything from me for today. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Bye, guys.